Well, howdy folks, happy Sunday morning and happy New Year, first Sunday song of 2025. I grabbed the old cigar box resonator here. And this song is going to take an explanation. So I'm going to put bookmarks in the timeline in case you want to skip around. But this is the Three Possums in a Coat song, and I actually did the research to find out what it really is. So first I'm going to give you a history, then a performance, and I'm going to show you how I played it. So if you want to play it yourself, you can. Again, bookmarks in the description. So now that it's the end of the year, or now that the end of the year has passed, I saw a lot of videos about the social media trends of 2024, and this thing came up with the Three Possums in a Coat. And I remember seeing this. If you have not seen it, here's an example right here.
I'm not a person, I'm three possums in a coat. And we like to claim it's Gucci, but we got it from a goat. Say it's vintage or it's avant-garde, whatever boats you float. I don't care, I'm not a person, I'm three possums in a coat.
And so that took off, and there was a bunch of different, renditions of that. But from the first time that I saw it, I said to myself, that is too formulaic. It can't just be that. That's got to be part of something bigger. And nobody really covered that. And so I did some searching, and Medium magazine actually wrote an article about the song. And I found the article, but in the article, they still didn't tell what the original was, or at least not that I could see, because part of the article is behind a paywall. So, I wasn't going to pay just to find out what else they said. But as far as I could see, they still didn't cover it. So I did some searching, and I found out this is actually a song called Critter Conglomerate by an artist named Miriam Reed. It was posted in 2022. That is the third verse that everybody is singing, and you know that because it's one of those songs where there's a number in the verse to tell you what verse you're on. So Three Possums in a Coat is the third verse. The fourth verse has a 4 in it. Fifth verse has a 5 in it, and so on and so forth. So anyway, that is what it is if you are curious, and I'll put the link to that SoundCloud in the description. But this song's super catchy, so I decided to learn it, and I learned the first 10 verses. Yes, there are way more than 10 verses, but I learned the first 10 verses, and that's the performance I'm going to do for you today. So here is a performance version of the Critter Conglomerate, better known as Three Possums in a Coat. I am not a person, I'm a tiny little rat, and I'm not usually formal, but sometimes I wear a hat. I like simple things like boggling and getting belly pats, because I am not a person, I'm a tiny little rat. I am not a person, I'm a couple of raccoons, and we're all dressed up in PJs, though we know it's well past noon. You could say that we're trash pandas, you could say that we're a boon. I don't care, I'm not a person, I'm a couple of raccoons. I am not a person, I'm three possums in a coat, and we like to claim it's Gucci, but we got it from a boat. Say it's vintage or it's avant-garde, whatever boat you float. I don't care, I'm not a person, I'm three possums in a coat. I am not a person, I am four opossums stacked, and we're wrapped up in a fancy robe, I'll tell you that's a fact. We may look a little bigger, that's cause all our stacks are packed, because I am not a person, I am four opossums stacked. I am not a person, I'm 5 turtles in a suit. Yes, it's hard to keep our balance, turn around or eat our fruit, and we tend to kinda topple when somebody moves or scoots, because I am not a person, I'm 5 turtles in a suit. I am not a person, I'm a half a dozen hairs. You can find us at the market selling bits and bops and squares. Keep our ears in check with that, so yes, sometimes it gets us stares. I don't care, I'm not a person, I'm a half a dozen hairs. I am not a person, I'm a little dentist stick. Sure, we're pretty small, I'll say it all, there's 7 give or take. So if you could find a little time to cuddle, that'd be great, because I am not a person, I'm a little dentist stick. I am not a person, I'm 8 carrots in a dress. It's got pockets for our business and curling when we're stressed. Call it frilly, call it silly, but we find it fits us best, because I am not a person, I'm 8 carrots in a dress. I am not a person, I'm some crows dressed to the nines. Every article of clothing is the shiniest of finds. We got buttons, zips, and snaps and clips, you bet your sweet behind. I am not a person, I'm some crows dressed to the nines. I am not a person, I am 10 bats upside down. We're all bundled in a jacket when we go out upside down. I am not a person, I'm a tiny little rat. And I'm not usually formal, but sometimes I wear a hat. I like simple things like boggling and getting belly pats. Because I am not a person, I'm a tiny little rat. Stuck in your head, isn't it? Okay, now how do you play this? It's actually really simple, and I'm not 100% sure that I got the chord progression correct, but it's correct enough that you can do this, okay? So it's really simple. And to get that like march sound, you can just literally like that, okay? So you're gonna need 3 chords, G, C, and D. That's it. It's only 3, well, no, 4, because there's an E minor in there too. But anyway, so here's what you do. G, C, G, G. That's the first part, G, C, G, G. Then you go G, G, D, D. That's the second part. Third part goes G, E minor, C, G. And then the fourth part goes G, C, D, G. And when I do it, I kind of chug twice in between there. I do like. So one more time through the chords. G, C, G, 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 D, D, G, E minor, C, G, G, C, D, G. So now that you know that, you can easily put the lyrics in there. I am not a person, I'm 3 possums in a coat. And we like to claim it's Gucci, but we got it from a goat. Say it's vintage or it's avant-garde, whatever boat you're float. I don't care, I'm not a person, I'm 3 possums in a coat. Have fun Sunday morning.